Morning, folks. This is Kevin, and I just wanted to record this little message. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a long while. I've been thinking about actually starting a YouTube or a TikTok channel for a while, and I'm finally doing it. One thing that sticks in my head this morning is this. In regards to the situation, the political situation that we're all facing right now with the Trump regime, who is tearing down our government, tearing down our democracy, kidnapping members of our community, using masked thugs, etc., etc. This is one thought that has been coming back to me over and over again. Where are the evangelicals? I have actually heard some religious leaders speaking out against these things. I want to really particularly single out the Catholic Church for props. I've heard, for instance, that the Archbishop of San Diego had started accompanying Latinos to their court dates so that they wouldn't be snatched by ICE. I guess ICE doesn't have much of a stomach for dragging away people in bishops' robes. So there is that. I've heard some other religious leaders speak out, but there's been absolutely nothing from most evangelical leaders. Some have spoken out, a few, but most are definitely silent. And unfortunately, even the pastors that I know personally, who I know do not approve of what's going on, they are silent. So, I was praying this morning, and I don't say that to make myself sound super pious. That's just what I do. I was talking to God this morning. I was reading scripture, and it occurred to me, well, why don't you say something? Now, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I've got no training in homiletics or in preaching or in anything like that. I've got nothing like that. But I do have a voice. And I'll tell you what, I am not going to be silent any longer. I've been wanting to do some writing about this. Unfortunately, I'm kind of a slow writer. So I thought, well, I need to start getting things out. Start getting things out a lot faster. So this is it. This is my rough draft. Consider what I'm speaking to you all here, the rough draft of what's eventually going to find its way to my Substack account. So here's a thought, okay? I have not heard enough people trying to voice their opposition to the Trump regime from a spiritual and moral perspective. So this is something that I was reading this morning. Okay, I'm going to flip to Proverbs chapter 2. This is the book of Proverbs in the Bible. This is right after the Psalms. And I want you all to listen to this. I'm going to read the whole chapter. It's kind of long, but bear with me, because it's really good, because it really speaks to our situation. It says, and by the way, just by way of background, the book of Proverbs was written basically to give people a kind of like a primer for how to be a wise person, how to be a good person. So keep that in mind as I'm reading this. So, okay. So this is what Proverbs chapter 2 says. My son, if you will receive my words and treasure my commandments within you, make your ear attentive to wisdom, incline your heart to understanding. For if you cry for discernment, lift your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures, then you will discern the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice, and he preserves the way of his godly ones. Then you will discern righteousness and justice, and equity in every good course. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will guard you, understanding will watch over you, to deliver you from the way of evil. From the man who speaks perverse things, from those who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who delight in doing evil, and rejoice in the perversity of evil, whose paths are crooked, and who are devious in their ways. Yeah, does that sound like anybody we know? Yeah, it does. There's another proverb somewhere else in that book that says that to the wicked, evil doing is like sport. And you can pretty much see that, when you watch Trump and his political appointees speak to the public on, state media, meaning like Fox and Newsmax and OAN and, the right-wing podcasts, it's pretty clear that they relish doing evil. They relish hurting people. They relish punishing people. They relish punishing us. To them, it is definitely like sport. It's fun. It's fun to them. Doing evil is fun to these people. And that is really one of the sickest things about them. And I just think that we need to call them out. I mean, I'm going to have a lot more to say about this, hopefully, in weeks to come. But just know this, and this is directed at viewers who are not evangelicals, maybe particularly viewers who are embittered against Christians because of the evil that we have done in the last 10 years and more. And I'm not going to deny that evangelicals have done evil things, and that evangelicals were instrumental in inflicting the Trump scourge upon this country. There is no question about it. Absolutely no question. And for that, even though I voted against him every single time, well, on behalf of my other fellow evangelicals, I really want to apologize to all of you. I am sorry for the evil that we inflicted on you, corporately speaking. I am sorry for all the bad teaching that has come out of our churches that has justified this kind of sick behavior. I am really, really sorry. But I just want you to all to know, though, on the other hand, that there's a lot of evangelicals like myself who utterly oppose Trump and everything he stands for. He is evil. Evil. And I will do everything that I can to fight against the fascism and dictatorship that he represents, that he aspires to. I see pretty clearly what's going on, I think. Trump is trying to make this country into a dictatorship. Pretty clear. That was pretty clear from the moment he descended the golden escalator in June 2015. Pretty clear, although I didn't really realize how bad it would get. I don't think any of us did. But yeah, so anyway, do not fear. There's a lot of evangelicals like myself who are enraged, frankly enraged at seeing what's going on, and we are fighting against this. There aren't enough of us, true, but at least some of us are trying to do what we can. So, anyway, I wish you all the best, and I'll be speaking to you again sometime soon. This is just kind of an initial kind of thing off the top of my head. Hopefully in future videos, I'll be speaking perhaps a little bit more thoughtfully, with a little bit more forethought, but this is kind of, like I said, just a rough draft. See you all later.